In 1959, Omega introduced a new line of non-date constellation into the market under reference 14381, known today as the transitional constellation between the 1950s and the 1960s. That's because it still has a case design similar to those from the 1950s, but it takes a movement that is better known and used throughout the 1960s. Hi guys, it's me, Derek Yao, aka Sal, and welcome to a new episode with the Omega Enthusiast. Here are several examples of this reference. However, one stands out the most. Can you spot which one it is? If you spotted this piece, then you're correct. It stands out because the dial has the officially certified script, whereas the other do not. So before I explain why, we must understand that Omega decided to remove the officially certified off the dial when they introduced this new line of constellation, because I would assume for a less cluttered dial. So if you compare all the other models before or after this reference, they will all carry the script officially certified on the dial. However, in this video, I want to point out that a handful of this 14381 reference does come with the script officially certified. While 99.9% of the time, it can be a redial, 0.1% is actually a factory original dial. But the question is, when did Omega decide to apply the script? According to my research, this script was on some dials from as early as January 1959 to the end of 1962, which is also the final year for this case model. Now it takes us to the following question. Why and how can you tell if it's correct? So from what we know, several thousand caliber 551 achieved especially good result through the COSC lab in Switzerland between 1959 and 1960, with the movement serial number between 17 million and 17.019 million. So if you happen to come across a Constellation reference 14381 with an officially certified script on the dial, check the movement serial number, which should be within those figures. But that does not mean all other 551 caliber of that era is not officially certified. It is just that these several thousand had better result from the test. Even so, Omega did not apply this script on all these better result Constellation dial either. Next, you will find more of these officially certified dial on the solid gold version. When you do, the reference is actually referred to as 14382, and you can see that inside the case. So basically, it is a double-sided case when it is solid gold. At the end of 1962, with the final selected pieces of reference 14381, the officially certified script will come with the additional letter T next to Swiss made, and that's because tritium replaced radium during late 1962 and early 1963. If you are interested in learning more about radium watches, click on the link above. Reference 14381 came in 3 different dial types. As you can see here, there's a regular slightly domed dial, rail track dial, and pie pen dial. But I have only seen the version with the officially certified script on the pie pen dial. To this day, some Omega specialists still believe that the officially certified script cannot be on this reference and that the dial must have been taken from an older or newer Constellation model. But that is not true, since this dial can only work on this case model. And you can see that when you take it out of the case and off the movement to compare. There are 2 different crown designs for this reference, and probably is the only Constellation reference with 2 crown design. You have the 10-sided and the flower version. However, the crown version has nothing to do with the dial type, so the pie pen crown does not have to go with the pie pen dial. Make sure the sign acrylic dome crystal carries a regular metal tension ring. This reference came in steel, gold cap, and solid white, rose, or yellow gold. On the solid steel and gold cap version, the case back is the same, where it is made of steel and has a gold observatory medallion. The case dimension of this reference measures 34.5 millimeters across, excluding the crown by 43 millimeters from lug to lug. It has a case thickness of around 10.3 millimeters, including the signed original crystal. The case lug width is 18 millimeters. This reference originally came with a leather strap or the 2x3 combination beads of rice bracelet. A 10-sided crown can be a challenge to hand wind, but the trick to easily hand wind this type of crown is to use the fingertips of your index and thumb to grab hold of the crown. Unscrew the case back open, and inside you will find the reference 14381/2. You will find an Omega caliber 551 automatic movement with 24 jewels. Caliber 551 is considered Omega's best non-date vintage automatic movement in the watch community. Make sure the automatic weights say adjusted 5 position and temperature, and the 2 case clamps and screws are there to keep the movement intact. Fitting the correct crystal, replacing the old case, and crown gasket is the key to obtaining your watch dial and movement in excellent condition. Here are a few additional pointers that may become helpful to anyone on the hunt for an original 14381 reference. Check the hands to make sure that they are correct. The minute and second hands always follow the minute track on the dial. So if the dial is a pie pan or rail track version, the set of hand will be shorter than the regular slight dome dial. This reference only takes dolphin type hands like the one you see in the photo, and make sure the second hand surface is smooth. The original 10-sided crown is less prominent on this model compared to a 10-sided crown on older models. And here's how the watch will look like on my 6-inch wrist. And for your information, there is a date version of this reference under 14393. Here's an example of what the original boxes and paper looks like. With all this knowledge I have provided, you should have no issue buying a correct and genuine 14381 reference later on. That's the end of this video. As always, I hope you have learned something new from my video. Please support the channel by smashing on that thumbs up button and subscribing to the channel so you won't miss out on any future video. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the following episode.